Hello travelers and welcome to Maui.
I don't get to see people at eye level when I'm in my travel wheelchair. On the plus side, I am the same height as a baby alpaca, and I still got to see a sunset from 10,000 feet above sea level on top of a volcano, so... Hi, I'm Kendall, your travel accessibility advisor, and in this video, I'm taking you to the upcountry of Maui, where we're going to be trying some pineapple and seeing some cute alpacas. And yes, we're going to be seeing a sunset from 10,000 feet above sea level on a volcano in Haleakalā National Park. A free PDF will be down in the description box below going over key details mentioned in this video, plus more. And if you want timestamps, they're down in the description box below as well so that you can skip to whatever section you want to skip to. In my last video, I took the famous road trip to Hana, and that was interesting. It got me thinking, is there an outdoor activity that doesn't involve me being stuck on the side of the freeway? Does that exist? And turns out it does, because we started our day at Maui Gold, where we got to try some authentic Maui pineapple, and let me just tell you, this pineapple is not the same as mainland pineapple or non-tropical pineapple, because this pineapple was sweeter and less acidic, and it came in these to-go containers, so we could have our own little snack to go with us. Talk about a roadside stop that's just different. And I don't know how they made it so that's less acidic. I don't know about you, but I associate pineapples with canker sores, and I didn't get any canker sores when I ate this pineapple, so they must be doing something right. I'm also mentioning this stop because not only is it a good stop to get some snacks and goodies, it's also a good bathroom stop because this is going to be the nicest bathroom you're going to see in a while.
Guava. Garlic salt.
And so we're back on the tour, ready to pet some alpacas. And we went on Yelp, and Maui Alpaca is listed as wheelchair accessible. Is it? We're gonna find out. And I was surprised at first because the location is in a residential neighborhood. And so I was like, am I in the right place? I don't know. But turns out we saw a sign and we were in the right place. We just followed the sign and we went up this small hill that was a little bit of a windy road. But when we got to the top, we saw some cute bunnies and some curious alpacas.
Hi! How's everybody doing?
Good.
I gotta say, I was nervous for my wheelchair to touch the dirt because I didn't want it to go into a tailspin like it did on the road to Hana. And so when I had my wheelchair ready and I got in my chair, I held my breath, and nothing bad happened. It was nice and compact. And I even got to make it to the feeding trough, no problems. It's the small wins you have to celebrate. When it was time to go into the feeding area when the rest of the group was ready, because this was a group petting tour, I got to go in the turf grass area and roam freely there. There was some space that was outside the turf grass area that was hilly and could have tried to do it. I was less risky this time for my trip because last time my wheelchair got really angry with me when I went off-roading, and so yeah, we're just going to be more kind toward it. And we stayed on the turf grass. Jessica was so sweet. She was the employee that was with me and with the group, and she gave me extra treats so that the alpacas came to me.
The molasses trees at the bottom. That's why they're digging so hard through it. You were so funny. You did not want to eat any of the grass. Oh, hi. Hi.
And one of them even started purring at me, which is something so cute. I didn't know alpacas could purr. I mean, I don't know what that sound is, but it's kind of like, I don't know, a mix of a purr and a moo, but
Hi. Okay. I'll give you a little.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. These alpacas get sheared in the spring, specifically around March. And when they are sheared, their fur gets flattened and then woven together, and you get something that looks like this. Isn't this cool? Almost the same color as my hair. So that's interesting. Maybe my spirit animal's an alpaca. You will notice that the alpaca's coats vary in texture and color. Interestingly, an alpaca's coat does not always match their parents. Alpaca wool is known for being soft, and that's because alpaca wool does not contain any lanolin. That's the waxy substance in sheep wool, which can irritate the skin. The alpaca wool feels like the equivalent of fur to silk. Hey, if you made it this far into the video, chances are you're going to love my Maui series, which this video is a part of. We go over some wheelchair-friendly activities and some not wheelchair-friendly activities in the island of Maui. So if that sounds interesting to you and you want to see what the best Mai Tai or the best views in Maui are, remember to hit that like and subscribe button. So the one thing that was completely inaccessible was the gift shop, which was originally good news for my wallet. It was a small shed and it could at max fit 5 people. And then Jessica offered to help me and I bought this beanie. Not even including the shearing process it takes or turning the alpaca fur into strings. Just the weaving process alone takes 50 to 80 hours of love and care and putting these strings in the spinning wheel and weaving that all together. And so I'm really grateful for this. It's truly a once in a lifetime type of gift. And you know what? When I was 10,000 feet in the air, I really appreciated it because surely enough, the higher you go in elevation, the colder it gets. And apparently, I didn't realize that until it was too late. I wish I would have gotten a jacket, but hey, this beanie kept me warm enough as it was. The bunny pen was next to the alpacas, but the entrance wasn't flat. So Jessica brought the bunnies over to me, and I sat on a bench next to the pen, which made me feel like I was part of the group. While I had my limitations, having the animals brought to me made me feel included. And I was having the same experience as everyone else. I was surrounded by some of the most adorable creatures, and even the Easter bunny? Yeah, I guess the Easter bunny lives in Maui. But the alpacas were cuter. Comment below which one you think is cuter. Are you team alpaca or team bunny? The drive to Haleakala has fewer turns than the road to Hana. Mostly it looks like a desert with some unexpected pockets of pine. Your ears will pop. On the way up, nothing dramatic, just a reminder of where you're going. Haleakalā National Park is built on a dormant volcano, and the road runs right to the top of it. All 10,023 feet. Yes, I've been saying 10,000 this entire time, but you can't forget that extra 23 feet. 10,023 feet. The park is not near the volcano. It is one. Haleakalā National Park is built on a dormant volcano and the road runs right to the top of it. All 10,023 feet. Don't forget that 23 feet. I've just been rounding down to 10,000 because 10,023 feet is not as easy to say, but yeah. Here's the best part, and if you have a disability, you need to know this. There's something called an America the Beautiful National Park Pass, and that park pass allows you to go to the national parks, or at least 2,000 plus national parks, for free. And depending on the park rules, you can either bring up to 3 people with you for free, or 1 vehicle is registered for free for the base looking at the national parks. Now I say the base fare because additional charges like the camp setup, overnight stay, or official tours, those might not have a discount. They might have one. It just really depends on the park. But yes, the base fare to go into a national park is free for people with disabilities, and that's the America the Beautiful Pass. And what's really great about it is that you don't necessarily have to have doctor's paperwork in order to obtain this pass. I went to the Grand Canyon and the park ranger noticed that I had a disability placard, and there's a section in the national park laws that as long as I sign paperwork that says, yes, I do have a permanent disability, basically, I'm not faking it, this is a real disability, I just got the pass right then and there. Just had to sign that paperwork. Of course, having a doctor's note on you, on hand, is always helpful. So if you could have like a generic doctor's note, just when you're traveling too, and services like this pop up, it's always good to have documentation of your disability just in case a service like this is available. The America the Beautiful Pass is available to US residents or US citizens. And so unfortunately it's not available for international guests. There is an additional charge that you can get if you're someone from outside the US, but that is a couple $100 and you need to pay for it, but it functions similarly to the America the Beautiful Pass. It's a lot of money for the international version. Hello? And so like I said, the Disability Park Pass covers the entrance fee. It does not cover any overnight camping fees or any additional add-ons. If you want to see the sunrise at Haleakala, that's going to be an additional $1, I believe, as of the recording of this video, which is not a lot, but again, that is not covered by the Disability Pass. It is just the entrance fee. The Disability Card Pass only covers the entrance fee, but it's still nice, to be honest. It's unfortunate that it's only for US citizens or residents, but I did want to include it in this video for anyone watching. And you're also going to have to make a reservation if you want to look at the sunrise at Haleakalā National Park. And you're going to have to do that 60 days in advance or 2 days in advance. So if you want to see the sunrise, yeah, you're going to have to make a reservation. You're going to have to just pick a specific day. This isn't just a spur of the moment type of thing. You're going to have to plan in advance, pick your day that you want to visit, and either schedule that 60 days in advance or 2 days in advance. When I got out of the car, I immediately understood why bringing a jacket would have been optimal. At sea level, the weather felt like 90 degrees Fahrenheit, or that's around 34, 35 degrees Celsius. And on the top of the volcano, it felt like 30 degrees Fahrenheit or -1 degrees Celsius, which is a big difference. And yeah, apparently the weather changes when you go up 10,000 feet. Who would have known that? Scientists and anyone who plans ahead. And also, as a wheelchair user, when you're in a seated position, and especially when you're not moving, when you're using an electric wheelchair like me, yeah, you get cold. You get cold because you're not moving your body. So, hoodie, jacket, you're bringing it because you prepared in advance and you watched this video. And you also hit that like and subscribe button because you were grateful for the information. In about half an hour, when the sun is completely down, is when you'll be able to see the stars in all their glory. And yes, just take a moment, go to a lookout point or a parking lot, take a picture, and just see all these bright stars that are not obstructed by any light pollution. It's really a nice thing to check out. With my limitations, I still felt included. whether it was petting the bunnies on the bench right next to the other guests around me, or watching a sunset with everyone and just sharing a moment together. I felt included for the most part. And yes, I am frustrated that there was only one disabled parking spot and that there is only one wheelchair accessible path. But it was a better experience than the road to Hana. So if I had to choose between doing this experience or doing the road to Hana again, I would choose the alpacas and the volcano. There was just so much more for me to do. And I mean, just look at these guys. They're so cute. I would definitely bring a jacket though. I would bring a jacket next time if I knew that I was going to Haleakalā National Park. I would bring a jacket. I hope to see you soon, but until next time, enjoy your journey, traveler.